What's happening, people? So, apparently today they will be having the Direct. I mean, that's what I'm hearing is there's going to be some kind of Direct from Nintendo. And, oh boy. They say it's going to be like 30 minutes long, maybe. So they're not really saying it's going to be 30 minutes or saying that it could be. Um, from what I've heard, is that this is supposed to be more like a full Direct versus the mini that we got back in January. Excuse me, which I was totally disappointed with, and rightfully so. Um, a lot of people were mad because I said I was mad at it, but nobody really said that, you know, the reasoning behind me being mad at it was understandable. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, oh, well, you're just mad to be mad. You should like what you're handed. No, not really. If you're handed shit, are you going to be happy that you're handed shit? No. I'm sorry that that was the way it was. I mean, I just was thinking a direct ought to be informative of not just the games, but the system within itself. And the system is still new. It's only a year old now. And with this direct coming up, I can't help but think maybe they should split the direct in half. However long it is, because it could be 25 minutes and that's close enough to that 30-minute mark. So even if they did that, what I'm thinking they need to do, because everybody goes off on these weird ass videos talking about what they want to see at the Nintendo Direct with, what games should be announced. Me, I'm more like, I want to hear about the system. I don't want to hear anything about the games. Games are going to be coming. They're announced every fucking day. And you can go to YouTube and watch previews of the games. Or you can watch past plays of these games that are finally coming to Nintendo. Whatever the case may be. However, I feel more like I want to hear more about the system. I want to know, are you going to update some of the shit that's wrong with the system? Because let's be honest, the Switch is not perfect by far. There's a lot of glaring problems that could be fixed, that should have been fixed, and people are waiting to be fixed now. One of the biggest issues that I've seen is the eShop. How the hell is the Switch your system now, yet the eShop on the damn Switch is so complicated, is so fucking misorganized, and just it's really fucking bad. When you compare it to not only the Wii U, but as well as if you can remember the eShop of the Wii, the original Wii. Not only that, but let's compare it to the 3DS as well. Even the 3DS eShop is better. Okay, and I know you're like sitting there, well, they've had years to get that perfected. Okay, but we're talking about just copying a formula that has worked. You get what I'm saying to you? It's just copying that formula. While they've opened up new folders on the side talking about recent releases coming soon, best sellers, and enter a code, they should have made that into like little boxes you click on and go into like they did with the Wii U. You know, I mean, the search bar is still there and everything, but at the same time, they could have done a lot better with it. It's a year old now, and they've done nothing to improve it except adding in bestsellers and, shit like that. I'm waiting on them to actually improve it to the point that it looks like the Wii U or even the Wii. That would be better. Not to mention, I know a lot of people are waiting on the Virtual Console. Me, I am too. There are a few Super Nintendo games that I would love to have on my Switch. There's a few older Nintendo games and Nintendo 64 games that I would love to have on the Switch. Um, I don't know why they're taking forever. Maybe they'll talk about that. This is what I'm saying. I would love to see like a split down the middle of video games and the system within itself. Because I feel like, okay, E3's coming down the road, but people want to see at E3 is video games. That's what they want to see at E3. They want a whole shit ton of video games. This could be your chance to, okay, you got this direct. There should be like another one coming up before E3 happens. Maybe use half of this direct to go at the system, be like, okay, so here's the system you have now. What we're fixing to do is open it up even more. Um, like I mentioned, the eShop and how fucked up it is. I would like to know about the video capture footage of it. I mean, right now it's at 30 seconds, and I mean, that's great for starters, but I mean, come on. This should now be up to 5, if not 10 minutes of video capture that you can get, as long as your memory card permits it. And it's still only 30 seconds. You're only capturing just that much, just the very least amount of footage, because, pardon me, because they don't want to fuck with YouTube. Or at least that's what I gather, is they don't want to touch YouTube because they have so many things going on with YouTube and their creators program and all that bullshit. Well, if they finally grasp and take a hold of YouTube as the final social media app that we could use on the damn Switch by, posting our video gameplays to YouTube, then I think we could definitely see an improvement and more usefulness out of the damn system. Like if I was able to sit there and play, say, Mario Kart 8 or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or ARMS or Doom or anything, and say capture like 10 minutes of that gameplay and then just post it up here on my channel, I would be way, 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 way too active and into my damn Switch versus everything else. Because while Nintendo and it seems PlayStation are the two going at it right now, because Xbox is off doing its own little weird thing. Um, you gotta remember, even Xbox doesn't have a straight to YouTube app. It just doesn't. It doesn't have to where I can take my captures and post them shits to YouTube. I can't stream from my Xbox to YouTube without having a capture card or playing the damn game on a PC, and which I don't have. So I think if Nintendo jumped on that, being able to post your shit directly to YouTube, they would have one up on the Xbox. Because right now, as it stands, PlayStation is the only one doing that. Which is why I like streaming from my PlayStation, because I can go, hey, I want to put this on YouTube. Not, hey, let me stream to Mixer, where it's only got a lifespan of about like 2 weeks. Unless I pay for some shit, and I don't feel like doing that. Or then I have to port it over here because, again, it's Mixer and bullshit. And I don't mind doing that. I just wish it didn't have to go down like that, because then I can be live streaming from the Xbox and having full on conversations while I'm doing that. But they don't want to have that. I think Nintendo, if you guys jumped on that and made it to where, hey, you did 10 minutes of gameplay where you captured the footage, post it to fucking YouTube, post it to Facebook, post it to fucking Twitter, wherever you want to post it anywhere. Make it a free to post thing. You know what I'm saying? Make it free to go wherever you want it to. And that would help. You know what I mean? That would help a lot. Not with just me, but a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people don't use the system the way it could be used because you have so many limits, even with it being a very convenient system. Another thing that I would love to see is the damn themes. I would love to be able to say, hey man, I don't have basic white or basic black. I have a background of my favorite Nintendo Switch game on my damn console. That doesn't exist for God only knows what reason. Both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you can customize your background. Nintendo, this doesn't seem like something that's that complication. Yet you've made it complication as a motherfucker. And I know that's something very small and almost irrelevant, but I know a lot of people who would love to have that feature, especially because we have, on the 3DS, been able to customize our backgrounds for years now. And this is supposed to be more advanced. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. If they took the first half, there could be a lot of improvements, and a lot of people would probably enjoy it way, way, way more than they would if it's just video games. Because video games are coming out every day. I'm not going to say that they're not. When you think it's dry month, turn on the Switch, go to the eShop, and look at all the new games. Because every month is like overkill of amount of games going. Because it is a digital system, and there are a lot of actual physical copies. But it looks like the Switch is becoming more of a digital haven for content than physical. So, I mean, Fear Effect is digital right now. You can get Fear Effect digital. You could have got Portal Knights back in November instead of what I did, which was wait on the physical copy. So, I think, with the Switch, all you gotta do is go out and buy a memory card. I mean, you get like 128, maybe even higher than that for about 50, $60, depending on where you go and if you're smart about it. So, it's not like it's that complicated. These games are not that damn big in comparison to, say, the Xbox One or the PS4, where they're 50, 60 gigs a pop. Most of the games are under 20 gigs. Um, I do have to be concerned on a few because Rime is only like 4.5 on the Xbox, while it's 4 3/4 on the Switch, meaning it's closer to 5, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever's whatever, right? Um, so again, I think, when you realize that, okay, gaming might not be the best part for a majority of the direct, because like I said, I want to hear more about the damn system. I love my Switch. I'm not gonna ever get rid of the damn thing unless I have to go buy another one, but I would love to see a whole lot of improvements made to the machine because it does have that where it needs the improvements. You get what I'm saying to you? Um, and one thing I know that if they touched on and even just were like, it's coming when we drop the whole online thing. Even if they said that, at least people would have a more relaxed mindset when it comes to the voice chat. If if they made voice chat easier rather than me having to be on the phone with people like a damn phone call. I mean, I bought the damn earbuds thinking, hey man, I'll be able to use these while playing the Switch. If they made it to where, hey, if you have a headset and you plug it in to the Switch, excuse me, you'll be able to have conversations with people like you do with the Xbox One or the PS4. All you gotta do is be playing the game, have it in the Switch, or have it, wirelessly, Bluetooth, whatever the fuck case may be. It'll work. I think that would be great. But apparently that's too complicated for Nintendo. And I think if they even just said, hey, we're just waiting for the, subscription services to come through, then we'll have that be the way it is, people would relax more because I do understand where they're coming from when they say how complicated the voice chat is. It really is. I don't use it because, when I'm playing Splatoon 2 or when I'm doing Mario Kart or anything online, it's just so much easier for me not to. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to call up all my friends on my phone and be like, "Hey man, let's have a race on Mario Kart 8, or let's play Splatoon 2," and then bam, you should be able to just turn the switch on, invite the friend, activate a voice chat box, and be able to talk that way. But again, they made it too complicated. I think if they would touch on that and say, "Hey, we're fixing it," people would be really excited about it. It would definitely improve the direct in of itself that's happening, because not only are you getting information about future games, but you're getting information that could possibly be coming down the wire for the system in of itself, because the system isn't going to be the same system in 6 months, 7 months from now, with updates to the system. No system is. We don't have the basic 2013 day one release of the PS4 on the PS4 today, or even the PS4 Pro, because they've done updates. They've made little improvements as they've gone along. Same thing with Xbox. Done little improvements as they go along. There's no reason for them not to take half of the show and talk about the hardware, and then the other half just straight games. No matter what it is, straight games. Okay? And I think that would be really good. I don't think anybody really would disagree with that. I think a lot of people would be like super excited if they talked about the system and improving it, and then talked about the games. Because I can pretty much guarantee one thing that's probably going to happen. I want to say more than likely it's going to happen, but being it's Nintendo, we don't really know if they're going to do it, but I would love to say that they're going to. So what I think is going to happen is, at the very beginning, is they're going to acknowledge the fact that the Switch has outsold the Wii U within its first physical year. Because that was the goal, was to outsell the Wii U. So they're going to look at that and they're going to say something about it. There's no way it couldn't be said. They're also going to announce that it's been 1 year since the release. There's no way they wouldn't. But I think it would be great for them to touch on that. If they wanted to impress me, that would be the way to go about it. I think if they wanted to impress a lot of people, that'd be the best way to go about it. Take the first half, talk about improvements coming to the system, updates, video, and all that shit. I mean, just do all of it for about 15 minutes, if not 10, 11, 12 minutes of just doing that. And then the rest of the show can be about the 3DS and the Switch games coming down the road. Because we all know games are coming out all the time for the Switch, and they're coming out all the time for the 3DS. 3DS isn't dead, we know this. It's just, we want to know more information on the hardware. Games are almost a daily thing now with the Switch. It is, it's almost a daily thing. But people are always asking for, Smash Bros. They're always asking for the major titles. I think what you need to do is show them shit they don't have any idea about. When it comes to the gaming side, when it comes to showing video games coming out. When they showed The World Ends With You, I was like, so I get to play this again because I don't know where to find it on the DS? That's amazing. You know, because I don't think I could buy it on the eShop on the 3DS. I don't think they made that game for the eShop on the 3DS. Maybe they did, I don't know. Um, but I know when it comes to finding a physical copy of that game, it's next to impossible where I live. So that was exciting for me. When they announced Dark Souls, I was like, this isn't really that exciting just because it's already been announced. We all know it's coming. Um, but try to get out in front of and just get out there in front of everybody and be like, okay, so you know about those. You don't know about these. On top of the information with the system is games you don't know anything about. Because E3 is it should just be a show of nothing but games. So if they did it that way, I think it would be a more successful show. You get what I'm saying to you? Um, I don't care what games they show. I would like more information on the Pokemon game, due to the fact this is supposed to be the game that leads into the Switch becoming the main proprietary system in which you find all Pokemon game on from here on out. I would like to see that because all I have a basis to go off of is Pokemon Ultra Moon because I don't play Pokemon on a DS. I never have. I don't care to. The last time I played a handheld Pokemon game, it was way back in the 90s with Pokemon Red. So, think about that. You get what I'm saying to you? Metroid Prime 4 would be another great game. Even though we know it's coming, we would like to see some in-game, like what's it supposed to look like? You know what I mean? Um, and I know those are big titles, but at the same time, we only heard that Pokemon was coming. We only heard that Metroid 4 Prime was coming. We didn't see any actual footage. If you showed footage of those games, then that would be acceptable. You know what I mean? Um, if they hit us with Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I'd probably flip my shit because I've been wanting that game since I heard about it. For the Xbox, I've been like, dude, I want Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I want that game. And then when everybody started talking about Vegeta's voice actor wanting it to come to Switch, I was like, dude, I want that shit on the Switch, and I'm not gonna buy it until it comes to the Switch. That's 100% real. If it comes to the Switch, I'm buying it. Unlike Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't care to buy that game again. I know there's a huge part of the community out there that does. I'm not disrespecting you. Go buy it if you want to. I already have it. I had it on the 360, turned around and got it digitally on the Xbox One, and I still don't fucking play that damn game. That's why I wouldn't buy it again. That is my personal reason, and the only reason I don't care to play it is because I just love 3 Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, and San Andreas. Those are my Grand Theft Autos. Everybody else who's infatuated with online, that's you. I don't care. It's just, to me, it's more of a troll haven type of thing, so I don't really care. Um, but outside of that, they could announce, Grand Theft Auto 5, show some Pokemon footage, show some Metroid Prime 4 footage. Um, I know if they announce Smash Bros. At this, the internet is gonna shut down. So, I mean, if they did that, it would be funny, but I'm not expecting it because everybody's already just, when is Smash Bros. Coming? When is Smash Bros. Coming? I'd be more impressed with like a Mario Maker port because I never got to play Mario Maker and I have Smash Bros. On my 3DS and Wii U. I don't need another copy of it. Um, I know what you're saying. Well, not everybody had a Wii U. Okay, but almost 80,000 people have a 3DS, and the same game exists on a 3DS. You don't need it again. See what I'm saying? Unlike with Hyrule Warriors, which is a piss poor game on the 3DS, I don't even play it because it's so piss poor. Um, I can understand why that game comes to the Switch. I can get that. But like I said before, I'm not gonna talk over a whole bunch of games that I like to see because we know games are just gonna be there. We know that. I want more information about the damn system. It should be a little bit more updated than what it is because it's been a full year and you know the problems with it. Nintendo act like you don't, but you do. You know the problems with this damn system. And I'm not gonna overlook the problems with this damn system. You need to start fixing those big problems. I think if you used the first half of the direct and you talked about that and you at least acknowledged it, a lot of people would be very excited about that. Not just me, a lot of people. A lot of people love the Switch, but they're not gonna, remain silent about the problems. So I think if you came out and you acknowledged them, a lot of people would be super happy about that. They'd be like, "Oh, it wasn't full of games, but did you see what they talked about with the Switch's hardware and what they're doing with it? Have you seen that?" That would become the main focus. Like, we all know games, we all know that, but the main thing would be about the system in of itself is what really needs to happen anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here because it's gone way too long. I will see you guys tomorrow after the damn direct because that I am watching and I will be talking about it as soon as it happens. Deuces.